Okay, so hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to make one of my favorite dishes, and that's lasagna. So what you're going to need is you're going to need some mince. You're going to need a red lasagna sauce. You could use probably bolognese sauce. And then you've got the white lasagna sauce as well. And then you'll also need lasagna sheets and then cheese. Also you probably need salt or any other wee spices that you find in your cupboard. So let's get started. So I'm just gonna start heating up, 8 or so. So far we're just letting this heat up. This is my pan. It's a good sized pan. And I'm just gonna stick my mince in. Now, before you do any touching the food, remember to wash your hands. That's what we're going to do now. Stick the mince in. And we'll get my favorite wooden spoon. This is my favorite wooden spoon. Nice. It works. I'm just going to start breaking the mince apart so I can have something to work with. What I'll do is I'm going to put some salt. Here we go. So just use regular table salt and that does the job. So let that heat up a little bit and let's see what we can do with it. So how was your day? I'm just, mine was very busy. It's one of these things, you know, you have busy days and then you just have to do what you can with that day. So I've been looking forward to making this all day, to be honest. Now, if my lasagna turns out any way as good as my pizza, you're gonna enjoy it. So I've just had to turn on the fan here, and reason for it is because we are cooking. And I'm just hoping that you're gonna be able to hear me all right. So I'll let that brown for a minute or two. As you can see, I didn't add any oil or anything like that in the pan. Technically, with regards to mince, it has enough fat of its own to be able to cook in its own juices, and that's fine. Whilst cooking, I like to listen to something like the Gypsy Kings. It sort of has that sort of rhythm where you're able to get into it. You know, it's like, I'm not going to play it here because I don't want to be copyrighted. You know. But it's what I listen to, and yeah. So we're just going to keep on browning until we can brown no more. How about that? Okay, so the red lasagna sauce. Now, in the bottom of the jar, there's a little bit left, and what I like to do is I use a little bit of water and fill it up and close the lid, give it a wee shake and put the rest of it in, and then you're not wasting anything. So after that, stir it up a little bit. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some of my favorite spices. So, got some paprika here, and if you want to add that, add that. Let's stir it up a little bit. And then Let's see what else we got here. I've got a little bit of spice here in my life. Italian herbs. They sound good. And then, let's see, we've got some mixed herbs. Let's add that. I know it's a lot of herbs, but hey, well, it's gonna taste good. And then, no, we're not gonna add that, not gonna add that, not gonna add that, or that, or that. Oh yes, okay, so let's add some of that. And that's rosemary. And then we'll call it. So I'm going to stir up a little bit more. After you've put all your herbs and spices on it, you're just going to put a lid on it. And then what we'll do is we're going to reduce the temperature a little bit. I'm going to put it to 3 or something like that. Okay, so we're just going to leave it now and we'll let it cook for 20 to 30 minutes. See you then. By the miracle of time travel. Okay, back to it we are, and yeah, it's time to get my spoon. Time to get the spoon out. Now we've cooked for half an hour, it's time to put it in our little dish here. Almost think see how it goes. So, let's see what happens here. So that's what it looks like now, and I'm just going to put it in my little dish. So now it's time to make our layers. So what happens now is I'm going to be using our sauce and I'm going to put it in. I've got our little sauce here, and then while I'm doing that, I'm going to stick on, while it's in my mind, I'm going to heat up the oven. It's always good to make sure the oven's hot. I'm going to be sticking at 180 degrees, and then that should do it. So now it's time to make our layers. So you just stick them in on top, and then obviously we're into our next box now. It's kind of fun, because you wonder, how are we going to make the shape? And just break them apart and stick them in. Stick that one in here. And then we're going to be doing our next layer. Bring it down a bit. And then we're going to just keep on doing that. So I'm just going to put that there. And there's really no rhyme, no reason the way these go in, because, you know, technically as long as you're covering the area, that's the main thing. And there we go again. We just stick it in, and it's not too bad. It's another one of these things where you think of being therapeutic. I mean, it's just like, for me, I feel it's a wee bit just like doing the dough. Not just as satisfying as making dough for my pizza, but it's still worth it. I mean, there we go. There's the one I forgot about earlier. And just stick it in here. It's gonna be fine. As long as that goes there. And that, as you can see, we've got a wee hole in the middle. There we go, we've just filled the hole. Now we've got some more to put in. So, just keep on going until you have no more sauce, and you're pretty much down to the top layer. Now this, probably we'll try to do one more layer here. No, there's not enough for one more layer. We just put it in and that'll be fine. We're fine with that number of layers. And just put out the edge. And then what we'll do is stick out the layers again. This is our last and final layer for the pasta sheets, but as long as it fits across, we're gonna be okay. So there we have it. And we're just gonna do one more for prosperity. And that'll be it. So next what we'll have is our white lasagna sauce. So the white lasagna sauce, obviously it just says white lasagna sauce. And we just stick this on the top. Just pour it. Just a bit like our red lasagna sauce, except for obviously it is white and it's always used for the top. Now, just like before, I'm going to be putting a little bit of water just to get the remainder of what's in the jar. So just shake it a little bit and then we'll do that. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to get a wee spoon. Not going to use the same one as before, but just get a wee spoon and we'll flatten this out. Spread it around a little bit. And yeah, look at that. That looks lovely. Now that we have that, so time to get the cheese, and then we'll do this as the top layer. So there's not much to it. I mean, we've just got the top layer to go, and obviously that's just the cheese. You can put as much cheese you want, but I mean, I like a good fair share of the cheese. I did get another block just in case I didn't have enough. And you know, it all pretty much will do its job. Keep on going, keep on going. I'm gonna do a little bit more cheese. Just have a good layer. And we'll keep on going. The question is, how great is your grater? And it's a bit of a sunny day. And we're done with that bit. So now what we do is we use the tin foil. Tin foil, we just stick it on the top. And what that allows us to do is not to burn the cheese, but cook the rest of it. All being good. Okay, so we're just going to put the lasagna in. Okay, so now that the lasagna's in, we're going to leave it for an hour. Set timer, 1 hour. And by the miracle of time, we'll see you then. Okay, so the oven is rang and it's time to take off the tin foil. First I'll just get my oven glove, bring it out safely a little bit, and then we'll remove the tin foil. Now, put that over there. And then we'll just put that back in. I'm just going to put some garlic bread as well in. Just wipe it quick. There we go. What we'll do is we're going to time it 5 minutes more and let the cheese do its thing. Is it almost done yet? I've been waiting for ages. Oh, it's looking good. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be putting a wee board down. I'm gonna take this out of the oven, and then what we'll do is let it rest. So let's see how that goes. Now I would always recommend to use gloves. One time I made a little bit of a mistake. I accidentally dropped the whole lasagna on the floor, and that is never a good thing. Just remove it safely. It's all about safety. Safety. Now I'm just gonna put that back in, and you can watch how it goes. So generally what I'll do is I'll let it sit for, let's say, a couple of minutes, just let it to cool down, maybe 5-10 minutes even, and then yeah, it should be ready to eat. So I've just turned on to the oven. I'm gonna let that garlic bread cook a little bit more, and then yeah, it'll be time to eat. Okay, so now it's time that I'm gonna be cutting it, and we're gonna have it. So cutting it. Yeah, it's hard to know how to cut lasagna sometimes, but you know, we just have to hope that you can get it out properly. Now, that's a fine looking lasagna, if I don't say so myself. Ooh, that looks good. Just gonna grab that slice too. And lasagna. It's wasn't too hard to make. The hardest thing is cutting it. But let's see, let's serve it to myself. Wow, that's good. That's really good. So I've had my friend try my lasagna, and just it's like, what do you think about my lasagna?
Well, 100% excellent.
100% excellent.
That's
what could
right.
I do to make it any better?
No, you don't have to. It's really excellent. I can tell you that.
Great.
Yes.
So, any other feedback?
No, I can't say anything negative about it. It's really good.
And
perfect.
If you were going to say perfect, yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
And
that's the right word.
And the Filipino word for that?
What's the Filipino word for excellent? I don't know. It's excellent.
How about the Filipino word for delicious?
Delicious, masarap.
Masarap. There we
masarap.
have it.
Yeah.
All right.
Masarap.
So that's,
yeah, it's perfect.
So that's the review
Yeah.
of
perfect.
my lasagna.
Yes, I can tell you now, being honest. Not because I'm hungry, but it's really excellent.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hope you can join me for next time.
I told you, it's the best lasagna I've ever tasted.
The best.
Yes.
The best.
Uh-huh.
Looking forward to having you next time.
Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment on Iain's YouTube channel. I'm his friend.
Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed making lasagna with me. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Take it easy. See you in the next one.